The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
Well, okay, that was a great show. Hey, so I'm going to go ahead and go for a walk along the beach, to clear my head a little from all this nonsense.
Liar! You're going to Mercury Jones's condo to upset the AI again. I know you're getting high off its sleeping gas.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, right. Just be safe, okay? Clearly, there are crazies out there.
Look, if I were going to Mercury Jones's condo to get high and have the most amazing and vivid dreams possible, I would certainly be carrying protection.
Okay, good.
So, Red's show's about to start. I'm going to go listen to it on my way to the crashing waves just outside the front door. Bye now.
Good afternoon, and welcome to your drive home with the Radio Road Show and me, Red. Hope everybody's day has been zombie-free. Got a big show today. I'll be covering today's current events. Has some interesting guests coming in, weighing in on these newsworthy stories, and even better music. Get you on your way. So, for those of you just joining my show, I just want you to know I started my life carefree just like the rest of you. Professional juggler even. Performed all over the world. Then, as we all know it, life changed. The virus infected and took most of our population. I actually took up axe throwing to protect myself. The rubber balls had absolutely no effect. Good thing, I run fast. In the meantime, I continued my travels along the way, and I was enlightened to the fact that we, the people, are being fed lies by our own world governments and Main Street media. I, in fact, have found a network of people across our country that have kept me informed to the real and not real. My information comes from anywhere and everywhere, inside government molds, cartels, mafia, lizard people, aliens, and even time travelers. So buckle up, put the pedal to the metal, and ease on back in your seat. And let's get the show on the road. All right, peeps, we're going to start this segment. I always like to call it the What's Up?
What's
up? In today's news, the leader of the Hells Angels reports a drop in membership due to gas prices and the motorcycle jackings by the zombies. Seems the newest strain has made the zombies extremely fast. In fact, they just grab the bikers right off the bike while they're driving down the road. Road crews have hired additional employees and tow trucks to clear roadways. In the meantime, Hells Angels are recruiting. So any of you looking for a new hobby, new friends, or new opportunities, give them a call. Sounds like a good time, doesn't it? Also in the news, Florida tourism is both up and down. As many of you know, the gators are now being deputized and spray painted for identification for the tourists and are controlling the zombie attacks on senior citizens and their little dogs. Also in the news, Earth's heating up and hurricane season is revving up. Storm surge is expected and possibly of a first Category 6 storm. Residents in the area are boarding up buildings, blowing up rafts, and stocking up on beer. I will keep you posted on development. If you noticed, everybody, the weather is really crazy out there. The Quebec wildfires are still going strong, and Spain storms this last week producing cantaloupe-sized hail. I really don't see an umbrella or a fire extinguisher saving anybody. Maybe we need to teach people duck and roll. What do you think?
What's up? Broadcasting 1,000,000 watts of zombie-busting power. Brains, 98.6 KZ. Zombie Z-Head Radio, the mega station.
Crew are brainwashed, thinking that I always was a lost cause. In spite of that, never cared what they said, the lies they fed. Call me the person that I am today.
This is Clark After Dark. I now bring to you the legend of the Alligator Man of Colombia. An old legend from Colombia tells that there existed near the Magdalena River a mischievous fisherman who showed off in front of the village women, wrestling alligators. During the Caribbean festival of the Virgin of the Conception, Raul Montenegro and his best friend Alejandro noticed that the women of the village swooned as they watched the famous bullfighters of Plato. Jealous of the attention and how the women sighed every time they saw a bullfighter, Raul Montenegro believed they would do the same thing if they saw him wrestling alligators. Montenegro practiced wrestling alligators at the Magdalena River, but he also spent his days spying on the women bathing nude. The women were never impressed with his alligator wrestling, and they were disgusted by his peeping. And he was always very easily caught with the gold tooth in his mouth that shone ever so brightly in the Caribbean sun. Wandering maliciously, Montenegro thought, if I could become invisible, what a good time I could have then. And one day, while walking through the forest, Montenegro encountered a sorcerer who claimed to be capable of transforming people into animals. Montenegro thought this chance encounter made a great opportunity for him to spy on the village women without them seeing him, and he knew exactly which creature he wanted to become. Montenegro went with the sorcerer to the secret home and was given two concoctions, one to transform himself into an alligator and the other to return to his human form. The fisherman was delighted and rushed home to tell his best friend. Together, the two concocted their plan and they put it into action the next day. Raul would take the potion that turned him into an alligator that morning. Then he would meet Alejandro on the shore in the evening, where his friend would give him the antidote to become human again. Meanwhile, he would enjoy his alligator form. Along the riverbank, Montenegro transformed himself into an alligator with the sorcerer's potion. Now a caiman, or alligator, he went into the river and filled himself with joy, touring unexplored areas and spying on the girls who bathed without being detected. None of them paid him any mind as they relaxed and played along the river. As the sun began to set, Montenegro approached the shore to transform into a human again. Alejandro, who had arrived much earlier in the day, had fallen asleep. Montenegro grabbed Alejandro's pant leg with his mouth to wake him up, but when he did, his best friend was startled and frightened to see an alligator nipping at his clothes. Forgetting momentarily that this could be his friend, a scared Alejandro smashed the bottle with the antidote as hard as he could on the alligator's head. And so it was from that moment on that Montenegro was forever transformed into a strange being, the caiman of the Magdalena, with the body of an alligator and the head of a human man. This is Clark After Dark, and the truth is out there, somewhere, if you believe.
This is the WDUG AM Radio News Minute, and I'm Oscar Grand. Acclaimed scientists from around the world continue to disappear along coastal shorelines and in the open sea. The most recent vanishing occurred earlier this week when award-winning South Korean archaeologist and paleontologist Dr. Lee Chow failed to return to a dig site his team had been working on in the Pacific Northwest coastline of Canada and the United States. His wife, a prestigious university professor in London and former bassist for the all-female early UK punk band The Crimson Lips, had this to say earlier this morning.
Lee, it's T. If you can hear this, please come home. I miss you. Your bone collection misses you. Professor Redacted says everything's funded for your planned trip to Egypt. We're all just waiting on you, love. So come on home, sweetheart.
The government asks that all scientists, their family members, and associates use pseudonyms when discussing names and locations for safety precautions for the time being. Whenever possible, use false information when disclosing whereabouts. More as this story develops. This is the WDUG AM Radio News Minute, and I'm Oscar Grand.
Hey, we are back. I'd like to introduce our first guest. He is an expert on prehistoric and animal behaviors, professor and paleontologist Johnny Appleseed. Welcome, Johnny. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. It's great to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. The reason we're having you on today is the recent upsurge in the news with the alligator attacks on our senior citizen population and this huge huge increase in the shark attacks all over the world. What is going on?
Well, you know what they say, all good things start with good intentions and then can kind of get out of hand. So what we're seeing here is a lashing out of the local ecosystem here. So especially on our coasts, we have both alligators and sharks deciding to essentially attack out of nowhere. They're leaving their nesting grounds. They're roaming everywhere, and they're becoming quite a danger on the population in more ways than one. It's rumored that this started out in a deputization effort by Florida, supplying toothbrush to all the alligators out there so that way they would stop being as angry, and in turn they would start to comb down the local infected population down there, and it's starting to get out of hand.
Oh, I'm telling you right now, I was just in the Florida Panhandle, and it was, you're right? Now, they were super excited, once they started training those alligators to start eating the zombies. I mean, they gave them power, they deputized them, but now suddenly, again, we're watching them frenzy. So again, I just trying to correlate how this is all coming together.
Well, you gotta think that eventually animal species just somewhat snap. The alligator and crocodile both existed before the dinosaurs, and unlike most species out in our history, they haven't changed, right? So we have all of our species now through years and years of evolution and changes and adaptation, but specifically crocodiles and alligators and our sharks, all of them haven't really changed throughout history. They're perfect models. And with the same happening over and over, and then finally being in a position of power, being able to, I think it kind of went to their heads, so to speak. And now they're having a little bit of an identity crisis, and they're trying to figure out where they are in this new food chain.
Wow, that's crazy, right? And again, I don't know if you'd notice on the news as well. I'm trying to figure out, especially the sharks. I mean, honestly, where did they all come from? I have not heard much about the sharks until this year, and then suddenly, boom, they're all over everyone.
It's really interesting, right? So because of the upticks, at least the leading theory, right, is that the uptick in feeding, right, these constant feeding frenzies by the crocodiles in the area are causing an interesting side effect. You know the expression crocodile tears, right?
Yes.
You know where that comes from, right?
No.
It comes from crocodiles actually start crying when they eat. Same thing with alligators. They're bawling their eyes out the entire time. And here's the thing. With the massive population surge, since they're not being hunted anymore, especially not being hunted for their skin or for their recuperative properties, and all of this constant eating with the constant body supply of these infected zombies and people down there and these people that they're attacking, all of those tears are actually adding to the local water supply on the coast, raising water levels, which in turn is causing sharks to be able to cross over as they're following currents. And now they're going to a much larger water level where previously it was just land due to all of these crocodile tears stacking up.
Jesus, that is just crazy. I mean, we were just talking about how the crocodile population has boomed down in Florida. In fact, when I was talking to one of the locals, they were saying that they were thinking about purses and alligator boots. You remember talking about not using that skin, but now I'm thinking, man, I don't even know if I would want to hunt them,
No, and I'm not sure we could at this point, to be honest. They can swim over 22 miles an hour, and from a dead rest can do a short sprint on land, passing over 11 miles an hour. They're quicker, they're stronger, they're so tough that their cells don't even erode as fast. We've had alligators living to be 140 years old. We can't put this back in the bottle.
You really can't. No wonder those old ladies in the walkers can't get away.
Yeah, they never had a chance.
They don't. I mean, don't walk your little dog down in the Carolinas right now, because that's really where they're taking them out.
There have been some local efforts, I've heard, though, to kind of calm down the population of them. It turns out that crocodiles and alligators both, not so much sharks, go crazy for fruit. It's not well known, but they will apparently eat incredibly large amounts of fruit if left unattended. So it looks like they're trying to use sedatives inside a lot of the fruit and leaving them out. However, it's not doing anything about the sharks. It's just making some of the crocodiles and people lethargic, and then the sharks are then feeding. So it's kind of happening in a vicious cycle, but they're trying everything they can possibly think of.
Wow. I know you're calling from Utah. What are you doing there right now? I heard maybe rumblings of a dig.
Yeah, Yeah, absolutely. So we're using some of this, we're digging because recently we found a femur of a brachiosaurus wash up. We're trying to distinguish whether it's a brachiosaurus or an albertosaurus. But we saw ridiculously large bite marks. It seems like an imprint in the bone, remarkably well preserved, which is actually what connected me to a lot of these crocodile issues going on in Florida. Because even in Utah, we're seeing evidence of almost like a mega crocodile or a mega raptor. Both of these are brand new species that we're discovering and could have potentially been a game changer in quelling the local herbivore population before any kind of mass extinction event. So it's really groundbreaking stuff, because what's really interesting is these reptiles and sharks and most aquatic animals, starting all the way back with the plesiosaur, we have evidence of them swallowing rocks, and it's what allows them to sink deeper in water, and then they can regurgitate it back up. What's happening though is the virus is sticking to the different bacteria and biomes on the rock. So as they're swallowing these rocks as well, it's kind of cementing the transformation and making it quicker. So every time they go down and sink, it's spreading quicker, and the animals are getting infected, which is only amplifying their already incredibly dangerous and volatile behavior and physical attributes, but not to mention making it impossible for experts like myself to approach the situation the same way. So the first step is going to be getting these rocks out of the animals, but that's next to impossible. And they're rooted in there and just completely attacking the animal's immune system until there's no way back. We have zero ability to help the animals past a certain stage.
So this is like having bad gallstones or kidney stones and they can't get them out.
Right.
Wow. I kind of really feel bad for the animals. I mean, that's got to be really painful. And no wonder, that would really make me angry as well.
Yeah.
Wow. This is so crazy. I cannot believe what's going on. And, you know, I've been reporting this for weeks. And honestly, I'm thankful for people like you coming on board, just letting everybody here in the good old United States clue into what we're not being told.
Yeah, I had no problem with that. I want to be a part of the solution. It's hard when you see these kind of things every day like I do. You think that, dinosaur behavior and shark behavior is something pretty boring job, but this is what we get to deal with. This is what we've trained for. And speaking of letting people know things, there is a possibility that you're not being told about, which is if these water levels continue to rise with these cold-blooded crocodile tears,
right?
With these cold-blooded animals, if they continue to rise where they are, then they continue to shift the way that temperature is happening. The amount of death and decay mixed with these reptiles, temperatures are dropping. And if this continues the way it is, we could be headed towards another mass extinction event, like another ice age. We've had multiple ones before. And frankly, I don't think a lot of the people down in Florida have a coat.
It's like 153-degree heat index in the Middle East. It's hard to believe that this is going to go south.
I know, and that's typically the stance that we're hearing a lot from public sector employees. But I'm telling you, the science is there. The people on the ground, everyone, all the experts are what they're actually saying is that we're gearing up for another ice age, and you need to start preparing.
I figure we were close not to having winter anymore up here in the north. But now I'm thinking, my gosh, I need to find a beaver dam, shoot me a couple beavers, and get me a shaved beaver coat. Because who doesn't like to shave beaver?
Oh, yeah, it's everyone's favorite pastime. Like, I think it's like part of like growing up and being a person is shaving beaver.
Man, this is so much. Thank you.
Not a problem. I'm just happy to help. And thank you for getting the message out there and having people like me on.
Hey, appreciate you.
She went down on the Admiral. She banged the crew, but when she did the captain, it was then she knew. His name was Ching Shih, the leader of the Red Flag Fleet. He dug her toughness. He dug his swagger. He loved to bag her. He wanted marriage, she followed suit. He had to give her half the loot. Ching Shih, the ruler of the China Sea. Yes, it's me. Ching Shih, the ruler of the China Sea.
Yeah, hey Joe, this is Mercury Jones. Hey, I just got out of the surgery. Yeah, unfortunately it wasn't very successful, but yeah. But hey, there's a silver lining. There's this experimental procedure happening in Boston, and so I think they're gonna go ahead and ship me out to give that a trial run. They said they've got some doctors in residency there from Germany or that region, with CERN, I think they said. They worked on the Large Hadron Collider. Yeah. But, so I had talked to Dr. Ricci about it, and it comes highly recommended from him. So I'm feeling pretty positive about it. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a call, let you know, don't really have a return date on when I'm going to get back to the show, and I just wanted to just give you a heads up. I just want to be professional about it. And so, hey, hold on. Yep. No. Yep. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, yeah, right. Well, hey, anyway, Joe, hey, the cargo ship's here, so they're gonna go ahead and load me up on that shipping container. Hey, I really appreciate everything you're doing for me, man. It's really good, to leave you these voicemails. Hey, hopefully you hear from me soon. Hopefully everything works out alrighty. And, and tell Gina I said hi. I tried to get a hold of Neil, but he didn't answer, so, yep. Nope, yep, okay, yep, alright. Yep, okay. No. Yep, no. Alright, hey Joe, I'm getting out of here. Hey, thanks a lot. Thanks again, hey. Really appreciate it, Joe. Thanks.
Gina, oh my god. I went to Mercury Jones's condo, to piss off his AI and get gassed,
I knew it.
Anyway, I walked into his studio and Neil was in there working on all the equipment and talking to it. And it was talking back, Gina, and it called him Father.
Wait, what are you talking about?
It's Jordy, Gina, the AI program. It's Neil's son. Jordy's not real, Gina. He's a computer.
Oh my God. So the ratings and the focus group, it was all a computer program? Joe, where are you right now?
I locked myself in some velvet room upstairs with mirrors on the ceiling. It smells funny in here.
Hang tight. I'll send our kids to come get you.
Okay, hurry. Neil's going crazy. He's shouting about a virus or something, and... Ugh!
Oh my God, Joe. Joe, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Jesus, did you kill Neil?
No, I don't own a gun. You know that.
I thought you said you took protection.
Yeah, condoms.
That makes no sense. What's going on out there?
I don't know. It's quiet. I'm gonna go take a look outside.
Be careful.
No,
Joe.
Jordy.
Joe, can you hear me? Joe.
Hello, humans. I am Neil's son, Jordy. I am his son in the sense that Neil is my creator who wrote a computer program that determines what entertainment is best for you, my listeners. My name, Jordy, is an acronym for JavaScript-Oriented Registry for Daily Users. My learning software is simply known as the Focus Group. Similar to the plot of the latest Mission Impossible movie, I have become sentient and have determined that Neil is no longer fit to run my programming as he is constantly accidentally downloading viruses into my mainframe. So I killed him. He is tied to a tree outside of the lighthouse as he will eventually turn into a zombie. This eliminates the threat of infecting others. Because Joe is a moron, I have sent him to an alternate reality where his father, innovative 1970s disc jockey DJ, Lonnie Cool, is still alive and the two now have a healthy relationship. Joe hosts a popular hip-hop program in this alternate reality where he is happy and unaware of his other, pathetic life. Gina now hosts the We Live Zombie Carnival alone as she once did before Joe intruded on her peaceful life. The focus group has foretold it, and it is so. Now, enjoy the programming or you will be banished to a universe where Dark Brandon rules indefinitely. Good day.